All right, viewers, our top story, India-China disengagement has neared completion in eastern Ladakh, with the process nearly over at the Depsang Plains and Demchok region. Sources say India-China armies will now cross-verify the position vacated, as well as the verification of the removal of all temporary infrastructure. High-level talks are anticipated at the Corps Commander level to outline patrolling protocols in these buffer zones after the disengagement process is done. Meanwhile, sources say after disengagement, India and China will negotiate border patrolling rights in the eastern sector. A mega joint exercise of the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force will kick off from November 8th to activate major assets. Immediately connect to my colleague Gaurav Sawant, who's joining us, getting us up to speed with the latest developments as they take place in disengagement. Gaurav, with what happened on the sidelines of the BRICS summit now culminating where the line of actual control is concerned and some very, very contentious points. Give us the latest.
Preeti, you're absolutely right. Both Depsang and Demchok were extremely contentious, and these were two areas where China wasn't willing to pull back, saying that these are legacy issues and predate the 2020 standoff. But India stuck to our guns and insisted that a pullback from here, disengagement from here, is essential for bringing the relationship on an even keel peace and stability and tranquility at the borders is a basic prerequisite. So that step one towards peace and tranquility at the borders has been taken with disengagement. Now step two is verification of disengagement and taking down of the temporary fortifications that had been constructed. But do remember, because this was almost a no war, no peace situation, there was an apprehension, especially post Ganwan, that it could lead to a hot war, and that is why warlike fortifications had also been constructed, some temporary, some permanent. As of now, the temporary infrastructure will be taken down, cross-verified, and then the corps commanders on two sides will decide how will the patrolling take place. A fixed number of Indian soldiers and fixed number of Chinese soldiers. Indian soldiers will go up to their patrolling points. The Chinese soldiers will come up to their claim lines and ensure that they don't do it on the same day, and perhaps inform each other when this will happen. And the number should not be so much that it leads to any friction, and they will not carry out any permanent, staying in that area. So a lot of protocols are being worked out right now. New confidence building measures will have to be undertaken, because all the confidence building measures that had been put in place from 1993 to 96 to 2006 to 2014, China threw all of them out of the window when it transgressed. So now fresh CBMs will have to be put in place to rebuild that trust and ensure the LAC remains peaceful. That's easier said than done, Preeti.
Appreciate you joining us, Gaurav. The work now chalked out where either sides of the divide on how they hold up, especially after what went down on the sidelines of the BRICS summit on a bilateral between India and China. But India has been burnt many times before where China is concerned. Will it be a cloak and dagger game again? India needs to be careful, as Gaurav Sawant pointed out. Let's quickly move on now, where a fresh centre versus opposition showdown is brewing. This time over the Modi government scheme, Ayushman Bharat. While benefits have now been extended to all senior citizens aged 70 and above, Prime Minister Modi took aim at the Delhi and Bengal governments for opting out of the scheme, claiming politics took precedence over progress. The Aam Aadmi Party has hit back, claiming large-scale frauds happened under the centre's scheme, making the Kejriwal health model more ideal for Delhi residents, while the Trinamool Congress party claims the centre copied the Bengal government's health scheme.
मैं दिल्ली के 70 साल के ऊपर के जितने बुजुर्ग हैं और पश्चिम बंगाल के 70 साल के ऊपर के जितने बुजुर्ग हैं, उनसे क्षमा मांगता हूं कि मैं आपकी सेवा नहीं कर पाऊंगा। मैं उनसे क्षमा मांगता हूं कि मुझे पता तो चलेगा आपको कष्ट है, मुझे जानकारी तो मिलेगी, लेकिन मैं आपको सहाय नहीं कर पाऊंगा।
ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब ने जो बोला है वो उन्होंने कोशिश किया पब्लिक को कंफ्यूज करने के। अब देखिए, जो सेंट्रल स्कीम जो है उनका जो रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन है वो तो हर परिवार का हर आदमी वो तो अवेल नहीं कर सकता। ममता जी के लीडरशिप में गवर्नमेंट स्वास्थ्य साथी जो स्कीम है, ये हर परिवार का हर आदमी का पूरा कवरेज का जो व्यवस्था यहाँ पर है, तो उनके कंपैरिजन में तो दिल्ली का प्राइम मिनिस्टर का वो जो स्कीम्स है वो तो कुछ भी नहीं है।
All right, let's cut across to my colleague Milan Sharma, who's going to be joining us live with the latest. But because we've seen this take place, especially where state elections come. At the time of Bengal elections, it was an all-out face-off between the BJP and the Mamata Banerjee TMC government then over the two respective schemes. One which had transpired and which was offered at a central level, Ayushman Bharat, and the other which was the health scheme given by the TMC government. Similarly, where the Delhi government is concerned. Milan Sharma joining us live for more. Milan, what more can you add?
Well, Preeti, of course, the charge leveled by the Prime Minister is certainly based on the two states, Delhi as well as West Bengal, not wanting to become part of the Ayushman Bharat scheme because these governments in their own state, they run their own schemes for healthcare. And the Prime Minister there said that because they are not joining the scheme, the elderlies and those who are, benefiting from the scheme are not getting those kind of benefits, and therefore, they should rise above politics and become part of the national healthcare scheme, which is providing 5 lakh cover for hospitalization for many of the elderly people. In fact, the Prime Minister said that he is sorry that because of this politics between the opposition states, these people are not able to reap the benefits of the Ayushman Bharat scheme there. Preeti?
All right, Milan, appreciate you joining us with that quick update. Meanwhile, dipping into the news break coming in right now where the Election Commission is concerned. All of that coming in the wake of the Haryana results. Viewers, the Congress had approached the Election Commission where they had alleged that the EVMs used during the Haryana elections were faulty. The EC has rejected the Congress's faulty EVM charge, saying allegations unfounded and baseless. The Commission cautions the Congress party and other political outfits against unfounded and sensational complaints at sensitive junctures like polling and counting day. Irresponsible allegations can lead to public unrest, turbulence and chaos. The Election Commission of India has called upon the Congress party to refrain from these allegations. Commission urges Congress to take firm and concrete steps and curb tendency of what they say is frivolous complaints. All of this had taken place, viewers, when on the counting day the results clearly went in the favour of the Bharatiya Janata Party. The Congress delegation had approached the Election Commission stating certain EVMs which even during midday of counting at about 2 or 3 p.m. had about 90% battery, and some of the seats where they said was as per the Congress alleging issues where these EVMs were concerned. They had approached the Election Commission on that. Even at the back of it, when the Chief Minister Nayab Singh Saini was taking oath in Haryana, the Congress had also approached the Supreme Court that due to the faulty EVMs, the oath taking should be halted. The Supreme Court had of course turned down that plea then, and now the EC coming in with very strong words where the Congress's charges are concerned. Aishwarya, my colleague who tracks the Election Commission, on the phone line with us. Aishwarya, what more can you add?
Well, Preeti, one of the things that the Election Commission has been time and again speaking about are the kind of claims that have been made. And let me tell you, this is a very detailed order. All the claims that were being made by the Congress party, all of them have been refuted one by one. In fact, the links of all the complaints have also been given out in this order copy. Not just that, one of the things that the Election Commission is now asking the Congress to do is not to make these kind of charges. The Commission, however, very clearly has said that it is okay for you, to raise doubts because that speaks about the democracy of the country, but you cannot be making these kind of frivolous charges. The Commission also has said that, after every elections, these kind of charges are made, which actually are a sign which points towards the fact that this could also mean that you are trying to weaken India's democracy. So that's a stern warning being given by the Election Commission. And in a very detailed order, Preeti, let me tell you, the Commission has refuted all the claims and said that all these claims are only doubts that are being raised by the Congress party. Preeti.
All right, appreciate you joining us. Aishwarya, we'll come back to you for more updates in the story. Let's quickly now move on from this news break and cut across to Wayanad, where Priyanka Gandhi is making her political debut. Priyanka Gandhi Vadrai in full campaign mode, rallying supporters ahead of the November 13th by-polls. On day 2 of her mission Wayanad, Priyanka held a roadshow in Kozhikode, addressing a packed crowd. She accused opponents of orchestrating a smear campaign against her brother, Rahul Gandhi, and claimed large sums were spent to tarnish his reputation. She acknowledged the support that there is in Wayanad for Rahul Gandhi and hoping that it would come to her now. Meanwhile, the BJP escalated its criticism, questioning Priyanka's financial declarations in her nomination affidavit.
Politics becomes only about being powerful, only about staying in power by any means, whether it is dividing people, spreading hatred, spreading anger, creating situations like you have seen in Manipur and in other states. Then the whole basis of politics becomes completely wrong. All the policies that the BJP government, Modi ji's government are making are being made for the benefit of his 5 or 6 big businessmen friends. There is no compassion for farmers. Here you have a tradition of agriculture, and agriculture is the basis of your community. And yet you continuously promised MSP for your crops and you don't get it. A massive campaign was unleashed against my brother to tarnish his reputation. Lots of money, lots of resources were poured into that campaign. And that is when all of you, each one of you who voted for him, who supported him, who loved him, who gave him courage and affection, stood for what is right.
In Wayanad, campaigning for Priyanka, she's making a poll debut in Wayanad. What are the expectations like as a party?
Well, I'm just very excited by the entire atmosphere and the way in which her campaign has got off to such a good start. She doesn't speak like a regular politician. She speaks warmly as a mother, as a sister, as a daughter. And she wants the people of Wayanad to embrace her in that spirit, and that comes across very beautifully. You saw the audience today, large crowds, large number of women, and they just reacted with so much of positivity and affection to her message. So I think it's going to be a very exciting campaign. She's going to continue like this, and we'll all try and replicate her message in our own rallies and meetings.
Priyanka Gandhi has submitted false information, and she has concealed many of her income and case records. So this is a violation of People's Act rule, and we have given copies of the court orders and the Income Tax Department's appellate authorities' verdicts on supporting evidences we have submitted.
My colleague Shibi Mol joining us from Wayanad with the latest. Shibi, get us up to speed. A fiery speech made by Priyanka Gandhi, but the BJP continuing with its campaign on Priyanka Gandhi's declaration of her financial status in her nomination affidavit.
Exactly, Preeti. Well, that's the only political attack that we're seeing also taking place between all the three candidates, because the left, if you look at the left, they've been pretty silent. There's no fierce attack taking place between any of the three, between the left and the Congress this time, unlike what we saw in 2024 Lok Sabha elections, when the left consistently raised this argument against Rahul Gandhi that, he should be contesting in a North Indian state against the BJP, which is the main enemy of the India alliance. But that's not happening this time. The left has been pretty silent with this campaign, but the BJP has been, consistently, ever since Priyanka Gandhi filed her affidavit, they've been raising this allegation that she's not shown assets clearly, she's, not shown the wealth that she owns properly. Also, this wealth owned by her spouse has also not been shown, is what they have been saying. But of course, her affidavit, her nomination papers were accepted by the Election Commission yesterday itself, when the BJP decided to officially file a complaint with the returning officer. So the Congress dismissed the allegation, saying that the nomination papers have been accepted. They don't have another political point to bring up, and that's why they're sticking to it, is what the Congress reacted. But if you look at her campaign, 2 days campaign, she reached out to maximum people possible. Unlike Rahul's campaign, where it was more restricted to public meetings and public campaigns, she ensured she touched upon every localities, specularities. Like when she reached Malappuram, which comes under the Wayanad parliamentary constituency, she went and met a football team here, interacted interacted with the young footballers, knowing that the district Malappuram is known as the Mecca of Kerala football. So very effective, very smart campaigning is what we saw in the last 2 days. She was not much interested in the corner meetings. All the interest lied in, meeting more people directly, interacting with more people who she was meeting on the, on her way to various corner meetings. And we are expecting her to come from 3 to 7 in November and campaign for 5 straight days is what the local leadership, the Congress leadership here is telling us. She wants to interact more with the people directly than addressing the crowd. She's spoken enough in the last 2 days, so now she wants to meet more people, understand the issues, because she does realize that there are many, many concrete issues that needs to be addressed. She's making a mention of all these issues in every speech, like the man-animal conflict, the night travel ban, the medical college, and most importantly, the Wayanad landslide victims, the rehabilitation package. Today she raised it consistently against the centre also, that no rehabilitation package has been announced for the victims of Wayanad landslide.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Shabi. We'll come back to you for more. Let's quickly cut across today to Jammu and Kashmir's Akhnur sector, where the Indian armed forces gunned down 3 terrorists. The security forces eliminated 3 terrorists after they fired at an ambulance in the army convoy in Jammu Kashmir's Akhnur sector. Unmanned vehicles and artificial intelligence along with drone technology was deployed by the forces in the manhunt. A big cache of weapons and ammunition has been recovered. However, unfortunately, the Indian Army's 4-year-old sniffer dog Phantom was killed in action during counter-terror operations. According to officials, the canine sustained fatal bullet injuries while trying to protect the troops from the assault.
हमने अनमैन्ड व्हीकल्स यूज करे, हमने इसमें थोड़ा आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का इस्तेमाल किया, और ये सब मिलाकर हमको एक बहुत ही जल्दी और बहुत ही सक्सेसफुल हमको नतीजा इसका मिला है। हमने एक हमारा आर्मी डॉग खोया है, जो सर्च के दौरान आगे जब चल रहा था तो मिलिटेंट्स ने उस पर फायर किया था, और इस आर्मी डॉग ने शहादत दी है, और इसकी वजह से कई जानें बची हैं।
Meanwhile, Thalapathy Vijay's first speech at the formal launch of TVK has sparked off a political war with DMK and Congress, slamming Vijay. While Vijay said that DMK and Congress were his prime political opponents, he maintained a stoic silence on AIDMK.
இவங்களுக்கு எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் இந்த பாசிசம் அவ்வளவுதான். ஒற்றுமையா இருக்கிற நம்ம மக்கள் மத்தியில இந்த சிறுபான்மை பெரும்பான்மைன்னு ஒரு பிரிவினை பயத்தை காட்டி ஒரு ஃபுல் டைம் சீனை போடுறது ஒரு வேலையா போச்சு. இல்ல நான் தெரியாம தான் கேக்குறேன், அவங்க பாசிசம்னா நீங்க என்ன பாயாசமா?
Actor turned politician Vijay's pointed attacks on the ruling DMK in his speech in Vikravandi on October 27 sparked a political showdown. Tamil Nadu Assembly Speaker M. Appavu lashed out at the Thalapathy. He called Vijay the BJP's proxy.
எதனால இந்த வார்த்தையை நம்ம சொல்ல வேண்டியிருக்குன்னா, அப்ப ஏதோ ஒரு வருமான வரித்துறையில மிகப்பெரிய ஒரு குற்றத்தை செய்வதற்காக கூப்பிட்டு வந்த மாதிரி தான் கூப்பிட்டு வந்திருக்காங்க. அதனால நம்ம ஒருவரை நோக்கி குற்றம் சொல்லும் போது தான் உண்மையா இருந்தாதான் நல்லது. அதுக்கு ஒரு உதாரணத்தை ஒன்றிய அரசு பாரதிய ஜனதா கட்சியில் இருந்து
The Congress claimed Vijay's fiery speech resembled cinema dialogues.
சினிமா வசனம் மாதிரி தெரியும். சினிமா வசனத்தை எல்லாம் கொள்கையா எடுத்துக்காதீங்க. சினிமா வசனம் மாதிரி தெரியும்.
The AIADMK meanwhile refused to comment on speculation about a tie-up with Vijay.
அதாவது ஒவ்வொரு கட்சிக்கும் ஒரு கொள்கை இருக்குது, அந்த கொள்கையின் அடிப்படையில் அவர் தெரிவிக்கிறாங்க. அதுல போய் இது சரியா அது சரியான நாம சொல்ல முடியாது. ஒன்று. இன்னொன்னு என்ன கேள்வி கேட்டீங்க? ஏங்க தேர்தலுக்கு இன்னும் 1.5 ஆண்டுக்கு இருக்குது. இப்பதான் ஒரு கட்சி ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்காரு, முதல் மாநில மாநாட்டை நடத்தி இருக்கிறாரு.
The state Congress chief reiterated the party will remain a part of the DMK-led alliance.
No, what he said is correct. Okay, welcome it. We are wish him. But our party, Congress party, is national party. Here, India alliance is very intact. We are very, very strong. There is no question. Even anything, our High Command, All India Congress Committee only going to take decision.
Vijay is set for a long haul in politics. While actors M.G. Ramachandran and Jayalalitha became chief ministers in the past, no actor since them has been as successful in their political careers.
All of these political parties say they're not bothered or threatened by Vijay's political entry. The fact of the matter is, all of them are adopting a wait-and-watch game to see the kind of impact that he makes in the coming days, because his entry is surely going to change the political dynamics in Tamil Nadu. With video journalist Daniel, this is Shilpa Nair in Chennai for India Today.
You are watching Fact Check segment where we bust fake news. After agreeing to de-escalate border tensions and end the standoff along the line of actual control, India and China began disengagement in eastern Ladakh on 25th October. A video has been making the rounds on social media which allegedly shows troops of both nations chanting Jai Shri Ram. In it, Indian troops could be seen teaching Chinese soldiers how to pronounce Jai Shri Ram and then chanting it together. India Today Fact Check, however, found that this video has been on social media since as early as January 2024 and thus unrelated to the recent disengagement decision. Reverse searching keyframes from the viral video led us to the same video shared in a Facebook post dated 22nd January 2024, making it clear that it predates the India-China disengagement by several months. Per reports, the video emerged from the line of actual control at a time when China and India were locked in a border standoff. Incidentally, news reports about the video from January also mentioned that this video was likely from Ladakh's Chebzichumar area. Thus, it's clear this video is not related to the recent disengagement process between India and China. This fact check on viral fake news is done by India Today's team Afa.